My name is Dr. Helen Dempsey. I am the Academic Chair of the Masters of Teaching Primary and the Masters of Teaching Secondary courses. I also, and in that course I teach the very first unit that you do, which is EDN 550 or 5501, Transition to Teaching. I also teach in the undergraduate courses in educational psychology. My background is I was a primary school teacher for many years and taught from grade 1 up to year 6, but I've also taught Indonesian in high school up to year 10. And I've taught in Australia and overseas at international schools. So the Masters of Teaching Primary and the Masters of Teaching Secondary are both postgraduate degrees. These are designed for people who have a degree in something else and they would like to be a teacher. So instead of having to do a 4-year undergraduate degree, they can do a 2-year postgraduate course. Although the Masters of Teaching is considered like a 2-year degree, we've actually condensed it into 1 year and 3 terms. We run most of our units in both the Masters of Teaching Primary and the Masters of Teaching Secondary go in school terms, so we align ourselves with the school year. So we start in late January, early February, and then in your final year you finish at the end of school term 3. In addition, we have really strong partnerships with many schools, and we have what we call adjunct lecturers. So these are people who are teachers in the schools, and they will come in and sometimes they run a whole unit. Other times the way we interact with them is we'll take students out to their schools and they're getting to see real situations and real life teaching. We also have some of our lecturers work in schools. They're part-time lecturers and part-time teachers, and they bring in their documents from a school. So it's, this is an individual education plan. This is my programming. Let's have a look at it. Let's unpack it. So there's that real connection between this is the theoretical things that we do at university, but this is what classroom practice is all about. So at Murdoch University we have SimLab, which is a simulation activity. Students get to come in here to this actual space and they have a prepared lesson and they present it to our avatars, and in a real life they respond in real time, and so the students are getting an opportunity to practice their teaching, and all of the skills and micro skills that go with teaching is done with our students in the background, and we can actually modify it for all sorts of different situations with behaviour. We have one with a parent who's not very happy about what's happening with their child, and so it's a chance to practice in a very safe environment with the avatars, or with whether they're adults or children. So in addition to our in-class work at the university, students have 3 opportunities to interact with students in a classroom, and they're called placement units. The first one is done in school term 4 of their very first year, and that's 3 weeks in length. For the secondary students, that's in your major teaching area. Then in the second year of your degree, in school term 2 you have another 3-week placement, and then in school term 3 you have your final, and it's the whole term that you're on placement in a school. And for the primary students, those 2 placements are in the same school, in the same class, and in the secondaries they're in 2 different schools. One is for your minor and one is for your major teaching area. So when you've finished your Masters of Teaching, you can go into a variety of different careers. The Master of Teaching qualifies you to teach at any school in Australia, so whether it's urban, remote, regional, but also you can apply for jobs at international schools. So you might decide you want to go travelling in the UK and you can work there as a relief teacher. You can also work at international schools, and they do like people with a master's degree. However, if you think, I don't really want to work in a school now, what I'd like to look at is other ways. There are places like SciTech, the museum and the art galleries, places like that, and even the zoo have education officers. And they really like people to have a teaching degree, because then you can easily link with what they're doing to the curriculum, because you understand it really well. So if you're studying at university and you're thinking, I'm not really sure where I'm going, and I'm thinking maybe about teaching, what does teaching offer you? So teaching is a career that you are always, it's face-to-face, it's interacting with people. It is actually one of the most amazing careers if you want to travel. I have taught overseas as I followed my partner around the world. So it's one of the few careers that you can actually do just about anywhere in the world. It's very portable. It is certainly I think it's a great career, and you can progress up into leadership if you want to, but you can stay as a really at the coal front teacher, really interacting with the students, and you make a difference in students' lives.